You know, energy is a funny thing. People talk about it as though it's fuel in the tank. I'm running low. I need to recharge. But the body isn't a tank, it's a river. When the river slows down, the first instinct is to dig the riverbed deeper, to try harder, push harder, force flow. But what if the problem isn't the depth, it's the debris? Fatigue, in this way, is often the soul's way of saying, you've been damning me with too much doing. And when we dam what wants to move, pressure builds. Tension, inflammation, exhaustion. The fatigue isn't your enemy. It's your body's way of saying, let's restore the flow. Someone once told me I'm broken. And I asked, are you just buffering? Computers slow down when too many tabs are open. Not because they're weak, but because they've been multitasking brilliance. When you close what no longer serves you, the system reclaims power. You see, energy doesn't come from caffeine or willpower. It comes from coherence. When your thoughts, values, and actions align, energy flows effortlessly. When they split, when your words say yes and your heart says no, that friction bleeds voltage. Let's get nerdy for a moment. Every thought is an electrochemical event. Your cells literally light up. Tiny photons of biophotonic communication flash between neurons. When those thoughts are coherent, like a choir singing in harmony, your system resonates. But when they're discordant, when fear hums one frequency and guilt plays another, the body burns energy, just trying to stay in tune. Chronic fatigue, it's often chronic incoherence. A life lived out of sync with inner truth. The solution isn't more effort, it's more alignment. Imagine your soul as a cosmic engineer who built this magnificent body. And imagine it watching you sprint through life, skipping updates, ignoring alerts. Then one day the engineer gently pulls the plug and says, sit, rest. We need to recalibrate your software. That's fatigue. It's not punishment. It's a firmware update for your consciousness. The question isn't, how do I fight it? The real question is, what is it teaching me? A farmer doesn't yell at his field for resting in winter. He knows rest is part of the cycle. Spring will come. Growth will return. If he tried to force the seeds to grow before they're ready, he'd destroy the harvest. So what if your fatigue is your winter? And what if you could trust that spring comes faster when you stop digging up the soil to check if it's growing yet? Fatigue means I'm weak. No, fatigue means you were strong enough to carry more than what was yours to carry. But I've no control. What if your greatest power lies not in control, but in surrender to natural rhythms? But rest is lazy. No, rest is maintenance. Even stars collapse and expand to breathe light again. But I'm falling behind. No, you're synchronizing with a deeper timeline, one that doesn't reward speed, but resonance. You value vitality, don't you? That feeling when you wake up clear-headed, your body light, your purpose obvious. You value contribution, helping others, showing up fully. You value freedom to say yes when you mean yes, and no without guilt. You value love, especially the kind that feels effortless, honest, reciprocal. And you know what's wild? Every one of those values requires energy, and energy requires alignment. So when your body says, I'm tired, it's not betraying you. It's aligning you back to your true values. Energy, it's like a bank account. Every thought, every yes, every act of self-betrayal is a withdrawal. Every boundary, breath, nap, an honest no is a deposit. Most people keep spending like they've infinite overdraft protection. But the universe, it's an accountant that always balances the books. When you rest consciously, really rest, not doom scroll, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the repair crew, the mitochondrial janitors. They sweep up oxidative waste, rebuild muscle fibers, rebalance hormones, and rest circadian timing. You can't heal in fight or flight mode. You can't build while the house is on fire. Rest isn't optional. It's operational necessity. Of course you're afraid to rest, because in our culture, busy is the currency of worth. Stopping feels like rebellion. But rebellion is the beginning of freedom. And when you finally rest without guilt, you'll feel something terrifyingly beautiful. Your own power returning. Confusion, paradoxically, is a doorway to change. When the mind can't reconcile two beliefs, I should rest versus I should be productive, it becomes pliable. That's the sweet spot. That's where hypnosis happens naturally, when logic gives up, and the deeper wisdom takes over. So if you are confused, good, stay there. Confusion is the brain's way of saying, updating belief architecture. You can't keep running on empty and call it strength. You can't call martyrdom love. You can't call self-abandonment service. That's bullshit spirituality, polished on the outside, hollow on the inside. Real power is quiet. It's the power to pause, breathe and say, not today. Real energy is boundary. Real vitality is alignment. And the moment you start living by that, your fatigue stops being a condition. It becomes a compass. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You wake up, stretch, and your body hums instead of aches. You move through your day with rhythm, not rush. You say no with peace and yes with purpose. You no longer chase life, you dance with it. Or imagine ignoring this. Keep saying yes when you mean no. Keep sprinting through the martyrdom. 6 months from now, you'll still be tired. Only this time, you'll call it faith instead of feedback. And one day, as you begin to rest, breathe and realign, the dam cracks. The river flows again. Energy isn't something you chase. It's something that returns when you stop blocking it. And when it does, it carries you forward. Not in effort, but in effortless momentum. That's not magic. That's biology. That's physics. That's coherence. And it starts the moment you decide to stop fighting yourself. So as you take a breath right now, remember, the universe isn't asking you to be unstoppable. It's asking you to be in tune.